All right, let's get this party started. All right, so I've just joined the. I just joined AUT. I got a little sneak peek at Vergil, and it's not what I was expecting it to be. Basically, it's basically Vergil. All right, it's not anything special, but it feels very choppy, very buggy, and very annoying to use. All right. And I love Vergil. All right. Vergil is one of the most badass characters I have ever seen in media next to like Doom Guy and stuff like that. But first of all, there's no well, there is instant judgment cuts in that you need to time it just right to get an instant uh judgment cut. So see, you got to time it just right, not a second too early, not a second too late. I feel like they should have added like those black flash move things. Hold up, let me show you what I mean. So I got Yuji right here. Hold up, let me get Bar. Yeah, let me get Bar real quick. But like, okay, am I missing something? I'm pretty sure Divergent this had an R. But like, oh yeah, quick time events. That's what I was trying to say, is quick time events. I wish Vergil had a quick time event pop up so you can time it right for every judgment cut so you can get an instant judgment cut, you know? And every Vergil I've seen in any type of game, there's always 3 judgment cuts in a row, but they didn't add that. There's only 2, which really makes me feel weird. Again, everything just feels so choppy. You know,
too slow.
I feel like if they even released Vergil before people before it was unfinished and basically pay to win, I feel like Vergil would still get shit on for being not really that well polished, you know? It doesn't feel polished. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that it just doesn't feel any good to use. You know, so Sin Devil Trigger, you can transform and it takes away bar. You know, you don't get a time limit on how long you can be in Sin Devil Trigger. Same with the doppelgangers. And it's general, and there's like no transformation animation. So Sin Devil Trigger is basically useless. You know, it doesn't take away a certain amount of your bar. It just only transforms you for like 5 seconds. Doppelganger, same thing, you know, but with Doppelganger you can keep on using skills and stuff. It's just hard to keep up with the bar, you know. Um all the aerial moves are quite hard to learn in my opinion. Me. Okay, me, because I never played a DMC game in my life, let alone DMC5. All right, so that is probably a skill issue on my part. But um this, it just feels awful to use, you know? It doesn't feel like it was well polished. And I'll give them this. It literally just came out. All right. Of course it won't be as polished as I want it to when it literally just came out. All right, I'll give them that. I'm just giving them honest criticism. But it just feels clunky and choppy to use. Sorry. It just feels really clunky and choppy to use for a lot of reasons. It doesn't feel like something that I should use, you know. This update, honestly, if they just kept it the unfinished one for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or so, I mean, I was itching to see how this would go. And if this was the byproduct, I was like, nah, give it another 2 weeks and we'll see what happens, you know. Um, I really only came back to AUT for this update, you know. After that, I just decided to take a little hiatus from Roblox itself because of its controversies, just everything to do with it. But enough of that. It doesn't feel like something that I would use. It's a buggy mess, you know. Some things need to be polished, some things need to be changed. And I personally just don't like it. AOT and Secure Stand, when it comes to butchering everything they touch, real. Real. Give this man a true. Like, I agree with you. I mean, like, how Sancho turned out in Secure Stand, absolutely gross. All right. As much as I love how they did Matcha Land, I'm so sorry. The Sancho boss fight and stuff, I really do not like how they handled everything else. Same with the Halloween update, where only like about 2 skins were good, and the whole selection of skins. Um, in my opinion, that was Isaac, because Binding of Isaac, you know, it's an actually good game. Um, and the lightsaber, just because of how idiotic it was to put black flashes and put the Yuji voice lines on it. It was just pure idiocy. Yeah, we don't talk about Li Hang, dude. Um, did I ever talk about how much people hate, in my opinion, I feel like, MK Vol Mimicry is too hated. Well, It's the same hate Taped Shut got when it was released, just because they couldn't remove the skin. I bet value is going to go way up when it goes unobtainable, just like Taped Shut. Um, by the way, this is my first time actually streaming and getting someone chatting in like a while. So thank you for coming to the stream, man. But yeah, um Exceed, I feel like, well, not really. Ooh, you know what I hate about the Halloween update in Secure Stand is the bosses. Dude, the bosses are so cancer. It's unreal. Personally, for me, I just got Coyote Stark. I just got Stark, which took me like 48 hours or so to get because the rates are unbelievable. And just keep on using the B and G move until I win. And that's basically how every boss fight goes now. It's just nuke move. Nuke move until win. I'm not even sure, Loki, they steered. I steered a bit from Secure Stand a bit. Honestly, yeah, I would get that. I mean, Secure Stand, like every modern JoJo game. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, every modern JoJo game. Lost my train of thought for some reason. Every modern JoJo game, um, always has to have gambling or absurd grinding. That's the two things that, well, it's not really a JoJo game, let's be honest. Quote unquote JoJo game, heavy quotes on JoJo game. But you have to have the most absurd level of grinding and quest lines to make it a quote unquote JoJo game. You know, like you got a universal grind and Sakura's grind. What they both have in common, gambling for skins or other things and absolutely cancerous obtainments. I mean, um look how much Vergil is right now. I'm not really good at reading numbers, alright, so just bear with me. 100,000 Crimson Orbs, which you get by killing people with Beowulf, which, let me tell you, good God, is it, like, they absolutely disrespected Beowulf in this update. You know, they made the quote, yes, quote, not quotes, absolutely awful. I know it's satire, but just look.
My Limbus company baddies mog these chuds.
Good God. I mean, fire the guy who decided that was good, and they made. I'm not gonna torture your ears just for, again, your ears. Um, they made the pose music um Italian brain rot funk. Do I have to? I don't know what else there is to do in these type of games after what you want after all the time grinding. Yeah, I mean, I had to take like a 3-month hiatus because please don't call me a flexer. I don't like flexing at all, but I I finally got Universal GER after what, like months of grinding. And let me say, it was worth it, but I still hate that they added limiteds. You know, I still hate that they added limiteds. I mean, like, limiteds were just the obvious cash grab. But yeah, Joe Wolf has Italian brain rot funk as their pose music. Um, what else? Nah, I get it. I mean, I love Project Moon. I like seeing references to it. I am a Project Moon fan myself, but when it's like a poster child of at everywhere, like one of my games that I used to play that actually started this channel added Roland, and I'm like, why would you need to add Roland to this game? You know, it's and it was like in the style of ABD, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't ABD, but it wasn't not ABD. But that's how I started my channel. It's called A Eternal Adventure. Absolutely dead, but they added Roland, and like, why would you add Roland? Why? Why did you feel the need to add Roland? Um oh yeah, dude, we cannot forget the End incident. All right. They made End the limited skin End the absolute worst thing to ever bear on this planet. The worst thing ever. I mean, basically, it was just a Reddit memes the stand. You know, they tried to make it like original Dr. Puttiest, New Brave, TW Worst Flow, and they really failed. I mean, I I still don't know how it's so high in the tier list, even though its sound effects are almost unbearable. And had so much potential because it looked cool. It was a really cool skin. Like a really cool skin, and they just absolutely butchered the hell out of it. And that just made me pray for the people that owned End, you know, that had it before the rework, and I'm like, sorry, bud, this must be hard for you. Was it DJ Noob? I think it was DJ Noob. Before they converted DJ Noob to like a skin. New Brave, it got a rework and everybody somehow loved it. I do have New Brave, but I don't have TWOH, so I won't bother showing you guys. But TWOH, New Brave got the same treatment as Dr. Puttiest, where it was just meme sounds. Not funny meme sounds, just meme sounds, you know. I would be cool if they added MLG to like what like MLG to like pipe or something. I know they would do it. I mean, it's really not that far off. This update is almost worse than the Asgore update. In my honest opinion, I like where am I going with this, first of all? In my honest opinion, what? You know? But, like, oh, yeah, I remembered. My bad, my bad. In my honest opinion, I feel like if they removed traits, if they removed, levels, if they removed this big ass map just for the lower end players that don't have enough bands to afford a PC like mine, and just removed all the bandit beater things, I feel like this game would be popping again, if that makes sense. Like, the game is already popping, you know? I'm not saying that, but if they removed all of this and made it like old AUT New Universe and didn't make like PvP really really cancerous to do, you know, like I think I met a spiritual Gojo that was really good at using Gojo, and I was like, good god, that was the most disgusting fight I have ever fought. You know, that that fight was like eating a tub of butter. All right, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I mean, when he was good on Gojo, he was good on Gojo, and he blocked and parried, you know. Um, in this game, in this type of game, parrying is optional, but it pays out a hell of a lot, you know. And I've never seen someone intentionally go for a parry ever in this game. I miss when boundless towers were the ideal methods to grind levels. It only took at least an hour or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm upset that they removed boundless tower, but I got really lazy really fast about boundless tower just because I had to wait an hour. You know, I still have Vampire Reaper. That's max mastery to grind Boundless Tower, but I just gave up on Boundless Tower. Then when I heard Boundless Tower got removed or disabled, and by the way, this is not the first time Boundless Tower was removed or disabled. I was like, well, that fucking sucks. How the hell am I going to grind you coins now? But basically, what you do is just grind lost equipment crates. So there's 3 spots in total. There's the one right here. There's the one at the entrance to the desert, and there's one near the Knight's Chasm or whatever it's called. It's let me show you real quick. It's right here. You know, I'm gonna turn it in real quick just because I can. But like, these I recommend like a grinding Whitebeard or Maharaga, going for these when they're available and going for the special crates. Um oh yeah, you didn't bring up that prisoners. You remember when prisoners were the ideal way to grind traits? Like, they gave the most amount of XP known to man. Like, you would be at like level 60 for like one. Yeah, for like one prisoner killed. That was the shit. All right. Um Hold up. Let me show you my ascensions. Um So let's see. On Asgore, because I've been trying to get godly on Asgore, because traits. I'm 87. I think I got like godly 2 times on this Asgore. But it feels like my luck is really turning for the worst lately. You know, I want to talk about one trait that I feel like should not be in the game. Angelic. Who the hell uses the angelic? Alright, tell me, have you ever seen anyone use angelic ever? Except if they were in a gang war. Like, it's extremely specific of a thing to use angelic. That's why it's just so useless. I hate it. 1 second, please. Yeah, but who the hell uses angelic? You know, I feel like it's just there to taunt you. Yo, deadass, nah, I don't know anything ever since I pretty much left after JJK. I got no knowledge on traits and stuff. So, traits work like any other game like. So, Angelic basically creates a ring around you to heal everybody else but you. So it's really only specific for like healing others, you know? There's only a few things that really matter, for lack of a better word. But yeah, that is the whole purpose of angelic, is that it just creates a healing ring around you and nothing else. I mean, it looks cool, but it doesn't function well. I don't know what the hell that audio cue was. But yeah. The Camilla update, basically if you remember, all the way back when New Universe released, you would recognize Crystallized, the Nuclear Star, and Planet Shapers. So they actually returned to Crystallized and Nuclear Star. I have the Deity skin on, but there's legacy versions of them. They're actually pretty cool. I feel like they cooked on that update. Here's Nuclear Star. But yeah, I feel like they absolutely cooked on the Camilla update. They returned Delta, which I'm not even going to go over the obtainment because that's why I started the whole Secure Stand AUT grind rant, is because the Delta update, well, the Delta quest is absolutely awful, to say the least. They added this for some reason, so you can equip it to like an emote wheel. So so like comma would bring up this emote wheel. Of course we got death kill animations. Some are obtained by bosses like Amputate Scramble, which is Law's one. They added Wonder of You. which also had a awful obtainment. I don't bother giving you the details because of you saying that you basically quit AUT after the JJK update, so I don't think you would be interested in seeing the obtainments. Umbra was awful. Again, awful obtainment, but it's actually really good. Before the Umbra update released, I actually tried to get Prime on, I mean, not Prime, Godly on this. I only got Prime. Basically, Godly and Prime, they increase base damage. I forgot by how much. And Godly can inflict like random effects like freeze or on fire or poison, stuff like that. But yeah, Vampiric Reaper, which I think is just gives you life steal, and when you combine it with Reaper, it's an unstoppable combo. Like you can solo Whitebeard. It's so good. But yeah, that update was good. Again, I feel like AUT really stopped being fun after the Asgore update. Tom, do you remember when they promised Asriel to be a thing? Where's Asriel? And where's the SPR update? If you don't know, STWR already got a half-assed rework, to say the least. I mean, they reworked how STWR looked and put some new moves in there, but haven't uh, haven't done a full rework of it. But SPR just got left in the dust. I still have his old Christmas skin. Yeah, I still have his old Christmas skin. Candy Cutlass got a rework, which was needed, to be honest. It's actually really cool. I still have the Frost skin from like 2020. But this is one of my favorite reworks out of those two. Definitely one of my favorite out of the reworks. Because it's OP, it's definitely what we needed out of Candy Cutlass. This is by far one of my favorite animations in the entire game. But other than that, there's really nothing to go. Oh yeah, the Nocturus one. Right, combat log. Am I the only one that didn't really like Chrono Warren? I felt like it was way too confusing of a spec to use, so I don't really use it as much. So this is Nocturus. This is the updated Nocturus. While I'm lagging my ass off. But yeah, this is Nocturus. It's actually really good. I don't see much, if not anyone, grinding it. I think it's non-meta now. Yeah, I think it's non-meta now. No clue, honestly, but this, in my opinion, it's pretty meta. But, of course, Nocturus. Did MIH? No, the MIH rework came after. Ooh, I love those lag spikes, man. This is the MIH rework. I do not know when it came out, but just in case you didn't know, this is the MIH rework. It was needed, but I missed the universe reset move. And you're gone. Well, at least I had some. Let's see.